Hello, my name is Creostix, and welcome back to Thomas Was Alone. And I got some feedback that I should have probably mentioned a few more things about the game when I started, and that is 100% correct. Mind you, it wasn't a lot, but still. I did know that it was a puzzle platformer involving these sort of shapes, and that there was a narrator. And it was kind of an indie darling, kind of, at least a few years ago. I think it came out in 2012 originally on PC. I don't remember when it was released on the Xbox One, but anyhow. But that's what I know, and I find this pretty charming so far. It's really has a unique style and look to it. Well, I mean, I know unique as in rectangular shapes. Yeah, sure. I will agree. Yeah, sure, fine. But I still like it. It's not something I get to play every day. I haven't played a game like this in, I don't think, ever really. So, okay.
Maybe that's what the dots were for. They were there to extend John's reach, to make his performance even more impressive.
Right.
John liked the thought. He decided to keep them.
Great. Now John owns the dots, and if we're forgetting the names, the square is Chris, the red rectangular thingy is Thomas, you know, the name of the main character here, and then the big one, which was I believe yellow before it got white there, was John, because he is big, and yeah, but I think I gotta do a bit of shenanigans with this here, because Chris has a very shitty jump, and Chris cannot reach anywhere without the other guys' help. So I guess this might not be the only way to do it, but I feel like it's the easiest. Ooh, I forgot about that. They kind of bump when they jump on top of each other every once in a while. Need to be careful about that. There, not press jump yet. Now we do. Okay. And then, can Thomas do this on his own? It's gonna be... yeah. I don't think it's gonna stop, you know, on that goal marker. I think I need to reach the other ones to their goal first. So, there we go. Chris goes to the square, because he is a square, you see, yes. And there we are. Success! Awesome! I win! Great! The initial group possessed simple variations in size and strength. More complex configurations were inevitable. As the arrows spread, these variations became increasingly extreme. David Yoon, forensic programmer.
This was how Claire would die.
Oh.
She knew it would happen eventually.
What? Die?
She was rubbish at jumping, and she moved slowly. She felt a little like her continued existence was breaking some kind of natural order.
Oh, come on, you don't jump any worse than Chris
Crumbling
over
pillar
there.
Was a dramatic death, she supposed.
Ah, come on.
Wait. What? Claire couldn't shake the feeling that she was not, in fact,
Or
dead.
she went to heaven. That's
It
a
was
possibility.
at that moment that Claire realised she had superpowers.
Right. Well, or she went to heaven and she has superpowers in the Mind Palace, which is the heaven. But sure, let's go with that. Yes, great. Not dead is good. Yes. 2.2. Claire and John.
She'd need a cape. There was no getting around that. You couldn't be a superhero without a cape. Claire didn't want confusion.
Oh, that's nice.
If you saw a cape, that made matters clear. You knew what you were dealing with. Claire was all about communication.
Right.
You know, floating in water, which was her superpower.
Right, and doesn't need to use it there, but so there's the goal, and ooh, this is gonna be tricky. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there we are. That was a good level. I like that. Okay. Ooh, so it's now all of them. 2.3.
All right. Fear not, my skinny friends, for I am Claire, and I will save you.
Ooh, well, there you go.
Claire needed to come up with a superhero name as soon as possible. Claire was rubbish.
Oh, that is offensive to every Claire in the world, I will have to point out to you. Claire is just fine. Okay, and here we are. And, okay, so John first, because at least Chris can't get over John. In the jumping sense, not in the relationship sense, yeah. Ooh, yes, and Thomas, who is... I have to point out again that Thomas is not alone in the game. Just saying, it took less than 8 minutes until Thomas found Chris, or well, Christopher I think is the full name, but still Chris, and that means false advertising. Yes. Ooh, well, it can't rain all the time, as they say.
Claire arrived just in time, which was, of course, the perfect moment for superheroes to arrive.
I will tend to agree with you. What do I need to... Ah, right. So, I guess I need to float on Claire again to get up, and hopefully I'll find a good spot to reach the end. So far the game hasn't been really...
As the water began to rise, Claire vowed to save this little rectangle in as many restarts as it took.
Ooh, meta joke. Ha 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 ha, or fourth wall joke, or whatever. Ooh,
Claire
Thomas.
wondered if Thomas would make a good sidekick.
Crap. Well, he didn't. Ooh, from the beginning, I think
Claire
the tiny...
arrived just in time.
I know.
Which was, of course, the perfect moment for superheroes to arrive.
I know it is. I agree, and I missed my timing with that little... So, the tiny black rolling square, I think, are collectibles in the game. I don't know if they affect anything, but if they're not unreasonably difficult to reach, I will want to get them. Just, you know, I doubt there's hundreds upon hundreds of them, so I might as well. I don't know there's...
As the water began to rise,
right.
Claire vowed to save this little rectangle in as many restarts as it took.
Right. And indeed... Oh, but I got it now. Okay, good. It saved it when
Claire wondered if Thomas would make a good sidekick.
Well, he died once, so I doubt that. He's like the Robin of sidekicks.
She'd like that. The sole hero in a world of rectangles and conveniently placed pools of toxic water.
Aw. Ooh. Okay, it stopped. Good. Thank you. Ooh, so Claire and John. And Chris, apparently. Okay, so I have to imagine that John needs to help Chris get over all these tiny little jumps. Here we are.
The others told Claire that staircases were a bit of a fixture here.
Ah, crap.
Claire wondered why the world made it so difficult.
Well, the world is a tricky thing in the fact that it doesn't really adjust to our needs that easily. It, you know, sometimes does when you build stuff around stuff, but usually it gets a bit more complex than that. Okay, and here we are. Jump over that one too, and there we go. Awesome, I win. Well, I got this far at least. Claire down, Chris down too, and we have land. Yes. Ooh, that's actually... So that's the goal for Chris, and then I have to... Oh, fuck. Oops. I kind of miscalculated that. Just, I pressed the wrong buttons again. There we are. Okay, so what do we need to do here? Go there, and I have to imagine float on Claire to go above, you know, beyond the... Ooh. Okay, so jump on there and just... come on. Just get John over on the other side, and we have success. Yay! Awesome! I am the best that Thomas was alone. This is MLG stuff right here, man.
Claire
I demand...
probably needed a nemesis.
Ooh.
A villain who would show their true colours at the worst possible moment, hurting all she held dear.
Well, I don't know if Thomas...
Chris was the most obvious choice.
Ah, good pact, yeah.
Stroppy enough, and his jump was so pathetic that it conveniently avoided Claire's insecurities. Yes.
Aw.
Chris. Diabolical Chris. The fiendish Christopher.
Yes, I agree. And, oh, right. I already forgot the actor's name. But I did look up the name of the voice actor here, the narrator, and it is indeed the dude who played the role of Sean Hastings in Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood and Revelations and 3 and Black Flag and Unity and the right, and the what's the last one? Syndicate, right? Question: how do I? Because that's gonna happen if oh wait, how do I do this? Okay, I don't see an obvious solution, so let's just oh right, it has to be that I just go here and there's probably a switch. There, ha. Yes, good. Do we still need Claire though? I think we do, yeah. So, get the gang on Claire, you know, gang up on Claire. Yeah, yes, that sounds exactly correct and, you know, child-friendly and all that. And then, I think... Okay, so... First, Thomas helps that, and then... Chris needs to jump on both of these guys to get up here, and then Thomas gets there, John gets there, and Claire into the own goal of the water, and we have success! Awesome! Yeah! I get emotional, you see. Yes, okay, here.
Wait. Where had Chris gone? Was he off somewhere? Plotting Claire's downfall?
Maybe he's a diabolical...
Claire was honest. And she had to be, because she was a superhero.
That's not a, you know...
This was a troubling turn of events.
Well, she doesn't have to be honest to be a superhero, man.
Reasonably sized bodies of water to cross.
Yes, that is true. And we will use her to get across them in the most PC way possible, yes. And come on. Yeah, and get just above the lake once more and beyond, and let's save the day. And actually, what is our goal other than to win? I don't know. Okay, just to avoid the notion of there being water. Yep, there isn't, but you know, we were careful. We were awesome in that sense, and we could actually just save some time by riding Claire again, just to get everyone across, and we have a goal for Claire. Okay, and then we have the goal for these. Excellent. There we go. It isn't a very hard game so far. It's more about the charm, I think, than the challenge, at least mostly. And I'm sure as I say that, it probably gets super hard.
Platforms over water, eh? Claire's newly heightened senses told her that there were multiple paths across with various possible configurations of the little posse.
Right. The question is, do I need Claire to get across the... Well, here, what probably, at least for Thomas. Maybe not, yeah, this one...
They were doing really well. Claire hoped she could get them all across. John was fully aware he could do this alone. Ooh. Thomas hoped he'd never have to.
Right, because Thomas does not want to be alone, as we remember from the first episode, but, well, that's... I still have to point out that he is absolutely not alone, and let's hope that he never will be again. And Thomas is probably pretty heavy, because Claire cannot jump when that tiny Thomas is on Claire, which is pretty interesting, but sure. Well, let's just keep going and get Claire across and get Thomas across, and... now we should be fine-ish. Come on. Come on. There. And then the goal, as we can see here, is to get on top of Claire. The goal of every man in the rectangle world. Oh god. I'm sorry, it's a bad joke, I know. Okay. Ooh. Claire alone. I have to imagine that's death. Let's try. It is. Now, well, now we know.
Claire was alone. Which was odd, because she wasn't meant to be alone.
Well, she started alone,
She
but...
needed to be where there were rectangles to save.
I mean, well, she's...
Being the only superhero in a given space kind of defeats the object. Spikes? That was new. Claire avoided them.
Ah,
She
crap.
decided they were most likely her kryptonite. Not the rubbish red kryptonite either, the proper radioactive green stuff.
I'm not a... Yeah, well... Ooh. There we are. And we got the square, even, the collectible, and I had a train of thought, but I kind of maybe lost it for a second there, but I'm not a kryptonite expert, so I don't know exactly how red kryptonite... I've heard the word red kryptonite, but I can't remember anymore what's the difference in those. Maybe it was, I don't know, manufactured or just not as good, or I don't know. Ooh, same place but with Thomas. Ah, okay. Oh, that was the thought I had. It's actually an astute observation.
Deja vu.
Indeed, an astute observation.
The world was repeating, and this time Thomas was here.
Right.
Claire felt something had gone wrong. There was a disturbance in the Force.
Oh, the Force is just fine.
Something had altered the Matrix. The world was reacting to their progress. It was amassing its forces. It was plotting against them.
Well, the world may or may not be plot...
Finally had a nemesis.
In the world. I think you might need to talk to someone about that, Claire, if that's the case. But... It's a pretty astute observation that it defeats the point of being a superhero if you're alone. Which is kind of... Oh, fuck. It's kind of an interesting thought that, well... If you're being a superhero not for yourself, but for the other people, then is that the correct way to be one? Shouldn't you nonetheless be your own person for your own purpose, you know? Ooh, I might need to get a bit tricky here. Can I get... Ooh, no, but that's fine still. And... here we are, and float across, and continue to being on Claire is the life lesson we are learning here. And there we are, and get up there, and we have success again, I would have to imagine. Yes, good. Ah, loading, great. Ooh, this is now... I built protections into the system. When overlaps occurred, the world generated a splitter to remove the unwanted additionals. It's like a white blood cell. It investigates, it captures, and it removes from play. I think they're like quotes from the makers of the game, I think. Not sure, but that's what I am gathering from this.
Laura was pleased this one was behind a wall. Maybe he'd never know what she could do. Maybe they could just have a conversation. Hang out.
Laura.
As long as he didn't find out what she could do. Which would never happen so long as they stayed separate.
Right. Well, there we are. So Laura is the next piece of puzzle which we give a name to, but sure, that's fine. Ooh, and we have a goal. There. Let's get Laura in there as well. Man, we are not alone. 3.2.
Laura didn't have time to worry about the ominous pixel cloud. It had been following her for some time, and it had kept itself to itself until now.
Okay,
More important was the little orange thing, which was looking at her in a way that she kind of, well, liked.
Well, you might want to see someone about the thing if you like how squares look at you, but I have a, I have a guest here. I have a guess that Laura's power is to be a trampoline, because that's the only way this puzzle makes sense to me. Aha ha ha, yes, I knew it. There we are. Awesome! And at least this one let's try to do before we call it.
As the square, who had shyly introduced himself as Chris, bounced atop Laura, She began to worry that he was just using her like all the others had. They'd all bounced too, and then they disappeared when her back was turned.
That is some sure, that's a pretty good joke, man. Yes, let's all bounce on Laura. Oh god. And you know, oh fuck. Man, sexual jokes, yeah, they all always super mature and great.
The ominous pixel cloud ever remained, looking a little bigger and a little less hungry with every disappearing friend.
Ooh, that is the pixel cloud lethal then? We can do this one still. Let's just try. I hope.
With every bounce, Laura found herself less and less irritated by Chris. She started to miss him when he wasn't there.
Oh.
On another platform or something.
On another oh, you're jealous of platforms because they're ladies in your mind. Oh, wait. Just give me a hot second. I just realized I need to do this first. There we are. Ah, we got the elevator moving. Right. Great. Excellent. And just get in there. Good.
She'd wonder what he was up to. Was he missing her? He wasn't saying very much.
I realized there's a square there I want to get. There we go. Can I get up there without much hassle? Yes, good. Ooh. Chris's jumping ability is a bit suspect, but ah, crap. Not good enough. I need to get here and then there we are. Success! Awesome! Great. Ooh, pixel cloud again. Is it lethal? Because
Chris was in love. She was perfect. He had to tell her so.
oh, great. But
At some point, he would definitely tell her.
I'm sure. But this...
Probably best to wait for a moment the large, ominous pixel cloud wasn't about, though. Yeah, probably best to wait.
I'll take your word for it. But we are all out of time for this episode, but I will be continuing this later on. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please do drop a like or a comment or even subscribe or share if you want to. It would really, really help, and thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again next time.